Okay, this is Unit 6.2. We're still on Day 8 classwork. This is the second part of solving logarithms. So looking at problem 11, if you notice in problem 11, there is only the word log on one side, okay? So this is where we are going to then identify the base, the argument, and the exponent. So I'm going to write log base argument equals exponent. And we are going to then, once we identify the base, the argument, the exponent, we are going to change it to exponential form with the base, the exponent equals the argument. But in order to do that, the log base argument has to be all by itself with nothing else around it on one side of the equation. Okay? So once I do that, I'm going to identify 2 as the base. This whole thing here is the argument. And this, the 6, is the exponent. So now I'm going to change forms. So it's 2 to the 6th power equals x minus 4. Base exponent equals argument. Okay? All right, now we're going to solve for x. So 2 to the 6th power is 64 equals x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides, and I get x equals 68. Now we're going to check again and make sure that this argument has to be positive, okay? Which it is, so check. Okay? All right, problem number 12. Again, log base argument has to be alone. I need to move this -7. So I got to do it first before I can do anything else. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I get log base 3 of 4x plus 8 equals -3 plus 7 is 4. Now it's all alone, so now I can identify the base, the argument, and the exponent. So I'm going to change forms like over here, and it's going to be 3 to the 4th power equals 4x plus 8. Now, you have calculators, so you can do all of this. So 3 to the 4th power is 81 equals 4x plus 8. Subtract 8. 73 equals 4x. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. If I put 73 over 4 in my calculator, it does not reduce. So my answer is x equals 73/4. Now, if you change it to a decimal, I prefer a fraction, but this is also 18.25. And then you can go back up here and make sure the argument stays positive. It does, so check. So you got to verify those things. All right, let's look at number 13. Number 13, oh no, I have a log and a log. I have 2 of them. Not just one, I have 2. I have to condense and make it 1. So I'm going to write the word log one time. It's a base 10, so I don't put that. But what do you do with 2 arguments that are added together? I am going to multiply them. So I have 2x times x minus 5 equals 2. Now I have a base of 10. I have 1 argument and 1 exponent. I don't have anything else laying around, okay? I don't have a minus or a plus, anything. This is your argument right here that is being multiplied together. So now I can change forms. It's base 10 squared equals 2x times x minus 5. Now we're going to distribute. So I have 100 equals 2x squared minus 10x. I told you if you see an x squared, you have got to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 100. Doesn't go with anything. So now I have 0 equals 2x squared minus 10x minus 100. All right, again, if you would like to do the box method, by all means, go ahead. You can take a GCF out, so you could take a 2 out to make it much smaller. Your number is much smaller. You don't have to when you are solving. So if you forget, it's okay. You can also do the quadratic formula. Way easier. So I'm going to do the quadratic where I have a equals 2, b equals negative 10, and c equals negative 100. I'm going to put that in. Opposite b, 10 plus minus square root. Negative 10 always is in parentheses squared. Negative numbers always. Minus 4 times 2 times negative 100 all over 2 times 2. So I'm going to put you on pause while I get the two values. All right, so I put the quadratic formula into my calculator, and I got x equals 10 and x equals negative 5. Okay, those are my two answers. All right, so now I have to check. So I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to use the 10 first, and 2 times 10 is 20. That's perfect. 10 minus 5 is 5. That's perfect. They're both positive. Check. Let's put negative 5 in. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Can't have a negative log, so that one is no good, and you only have one answer in this situation. Okay? Problem 14, let's see, I can do one more. I'm going to do, doesn't matter which one, I'll do number 16. So again, let me highlight. Again, I have 2 logs. That means I have to condense. So I'm going to, there's a plus sign in the middle, so I'm going to write the word log, and I'm going to multiply x minus 3 times x. These are the 2 arguments. That's an argument. That's an argument. I'm going to multiply them to equal 1. So now I have a base. I have an argument. That's the base, argument, exponent. Okay, so we're going to change it up. So its base is 10 to the first power equals x minus 3 times x. So 10 equals x squared minus 3x. Again, I have an x squared, so I have to set it equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract 10. So I get 0 equals x squared minus 3x minus 10. All right, this time, instead of doing the quadratic, you can do the quadratic again. This time, though, I'm going to do the box method, so I'm going to review that. So with the box method, what times what equals a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 10, is negative 10. This is a times c. Then you have what plus what equals the middle term of negative 3. So what 2 numbers can I multiply together that will also, well, give me negative 10, but if I add them, will give me negative 3. So I'm going to try 5 and 2, but I'll start with negative 5 times 2 is negative 10, and negative 5 plus 2 also gives me negative 3. So these are my 2 numbers. Now, because there's a 1 in the front, when a is 1, you can skip the box and just go straight to the factors. So this becomes x minus 5 and x plus 2. Both of them are x's, that's what we're using, and negative 5 goes in here and positive 2 goes in here. Now, in order to find your answers, I have to set each one of these equal to 0. Or, if you can tell me in 2 seconds what the answer is, some of you can do that. You can do that too. So x minus 5 equals 0. I get x equals 5. There's one of them. Then I'm going to put x plus 2 equals 0. I know x is equal to negative 2. There's my other answer. Okay, those are my two answers. So let's see which one works, which one doesn't work. 5 minus 3 is positive 2. That works. 5 works great. Negative 2, so that's, I'm going to check. Good for that one. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Doesn't work. Cross it out, and we have one answer. So I hope this helps. Watch this video, practice some of the homework. If you need to rewatch this video, go for it. Let me know if you have any questions.